Welcome to the March 2014 edition of Picking Up the Crap. The Picking Up the Crap series looks at the monthly hardware and software sale numbers for the North American video game market, covered by the NPD group. All the information presented in this video were gathered by people from NeoGAF sales thread. That information includes official press release numbers from the various companies or hint given by inside sources who have official NPD numbers but officially cannot release them to the public. Here are the North American hardware sales numbers for the month of March 2014. The following hardware sale numbers include official press release numbers and reliable inside source hints. The number one selling home console for the month of March 2014 was the PlayStation 4, selling around 371,000 systems. And number two, officially selling 311,000 systems, the Xbox One. And number three, the best-selling handheld device, the Nintendo 3DS, selling around 159,000 systems. And number four, the Xbox 360, selling officially 111,000 systems. And number five, the Nintendo Wii U, selling around 70,000 systems. And number six, the PlayStation 3, selling around 67,000 systems. And number seven, the Nintendo Wii, selling around 28,000 systems. And finally, the PlayStation Vita, selling around 10,000 systems in the month of March. Here are the top 10 best-selling game software for the month of March 2014. The best-selling game for March 2014 was Titanfall for the Xbox One and PC. And number two, Infamous Second Son, PS4 exclusive. Number three, South Park: The Stick of Truth, across 3 platforms. And number four, Call of Duty Ghosts, across 6 platforms. And number five, Dark Souls 2, across 2 platforms. And number six, Metal Gear Solid 4 Ground Zero, across 4 platforms. And number seven, NBA 2K14, across 5 platforms. And number 8, Final Fantasy X X2 HD Remaster, across 2 platforms. And number 9, the Lego Movie video game, across 7 platforms. And number 10, Minecraft, Xbox 360. It's now time to go public, and in this short segment I want to give you some of the estimations when it comes to the software sales numbers given to us by the guys over at NeoGAF inside sources, and so to kind of give you an idea of what they sold in the top 10. Here the information I was able to gather. First and foremost, we know Titanfall was the best-selling game for the month of March. According to inside sources, alone on the Xbox One, it sold around 865,000 copies. If you include the bundles with the Xbox One, Titanfall sold 1 million copies in the month of March. Then we have Infamous Second Son, the PS4 major big game for March. Now Sony had a press release coming out that they said they sold 2 million copies of Infamous Second Son in 9 days after it launched. Now this could have been shipped or it could have been sold, not quite sure. But you look at the NPD, it kind of doesn't make sense. According to NPD, inside source, Infamous Second Son sold above 500,000 copies. So we know it wasn't more than Titanfall, which sold 865,000. So it's somewhere in between that 865,000 and 500,000, somewhere in there. Now, if Europe went ahead and sold like 1.2 million copies in the first 9 days, then that's how you had your 2 million. But I highly doubt that happened. So that number could have been shipped, and at this point it could have sold 2 million copies. But at the time of the press release, they were fibbing. Here's something that kind of surprised me, because going by Twitter and Facebook and everything, I assumed this game was going to be the best-selling game after Titanfall, because everybody seemed to love it. South Park: The Stick of Truth only sold above 440,000 copies. So below Second Son Infamous, somewhere in that range, 500,000 copies, 440,000 copies, with 55% of the sales being on the Xbox 360. So I thought this game was gonna sell a lot more than that. Maybe there weren't that many in stock. It's still a great number for a new game, but still, everybody I know once has this game and playing it, and I just assume it's gonna sell like 700,000 copies or something like that. So quite surprised it being lower. Next we have Dark Souls 2, a very popular game. Amongst hardcore gamers, is selling around or a little bit above 350,000 copies, with 51% of the sales coming from the PS3. Next, we have the expensive demo, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero. According to sources, this game sold around 278,000 copies, with 54% of it being from the PS4. Next, the Xbox One selling about 20% of the rest of the games, and the rest of the games being sold on the 360 or the PS3. Basically, people wanted something to play real bad, and so they went ahead and bought that game, bought that demo at that price because they wanted something to play. There have been any games out recently, and people are buying whatever they can just to have something to play on their new shiny systems. On the Nintendo side, Nintendo had a Yoshi's New Island released for the 3DS during the month of March, and that game sold somewhere around 160,000 copies if you include software by itself and the hardware bundle. So, brand new game for the popular 3DS, 160,000 copies. What can you say? Not really impressive numbers. Don't expect this to reach a million copies sold. I'm not sure what Yoshi games usually do, but once again, Nintendo software is not moving units like they used to. And finally, we have Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze in its second month after launching in February. Only sold 84,000 copies and was the best-selling Wii U game of the month. People are not buying consoles because I guess they don't want to buy the games. They're not wanting those games. It's the only way. It's the only thing that makes sense. Despite the reviews, despite this games being fun in general, if you don't want to buy the game, if you don't want to play the game, you're not gonna buy the console, and that's what's going on. All major Nintendo releases have dropped dramatically from their previous installment sale numbers. None of them are going to meet or come close to what they did during the Wii era. And right now we're looking at games not even selling as good as they did on the GameCube. In my last segment of Going Public, let's tackle the PS4 Xbox One battle, the war that's going on right now. March 2014 was going to be the month to finally let you know what's really going on. We know the PS4 has the advantage due to its price. We know the PS4 has the advantage due to good PR after E3, after the whole just terrible way Microsoft handled the Xbox One. But the Xbox One had one advantage, we all thought. Titanfall exclusive on their console. If you want to play Titanfall, which is by far come out of E3 from a non-Nintendo game, in my opinion, was like the best game the game I wanted to play. I was looking forward to more than anything, even to this day. Even though I don't have an Xbox One, if I could get that game with a Wii remote, I'll be playing it right now. This is going to be the game that finally let people know this is why you need an Xbox One. And what happened? The PS4 outsold it by at least 60,000 systems. Now, the PS4 is probably still under supply strains. It's still probably hard to find. But the Xbox One, for sure, you can find them anywhere. And they had a Titanfall bundle. Buy Xbox One and get Titanfall in with the console. And so this is the prime month for Microsoft to totally just let everybody know that they still own, first, the North American market, and two, the first-person shooter market. And it didn't happen. So what is this saying? Is first-person shooters finally on decline? Was Titanfall all hype and no substance? Or maybe people are really upset with Microsoft and they're jumping ship over to the PS4. It's kind of hard to tell because while the PS4 is selling well, supposedly worldwide at about 7 million, And Microsoft, the Xbox One, is somewhere around 5 million worldwide. But remember, the Xbox One is still not released as many countries as the PS4. But still, in its main territory, North American market, is not doing as well as they will want it to be doing. Part of that is price, part of that is PR, but it could be down to, once again, games. And if you don't have the games that people really want to play, they're not going to buy your stuff. Now, what is it about Titanfall? Why they didn't buy it? Is it because there's no single player? Well, most people I know who play first-person shooters, all they care about is the multiplayer. So that couldn't be it. Maybe it's all hype. Maybe the whole idea of jumping into a robot and fighting mechs is not appealing to everybody. I figure if you're an anime fan, you're definitely be into it. But, you never know. Or maybe this is people trying to show Microsoft that they're not backing them this time because they're upset with them. They're upset with them about the price of the Xbox One. They're upset about the whole practice they're trying to do. They're upset with them about the Kinect device being with the system. Maybe if Microsoft released a console that's cheaper without Kinect, their sales will pick up dramatically. It's kind of hard to tell. Still, right now, if you look at this overall substance, to me, in my opinion, they're about the same. Both have about the same kind of games, the same quality games. If you're gonna buy one, you're gonna buy one basically for future. You know what I'm saying? Potential or price. PS4 is way more cheaper than the Xbox One. Still, if you're Microsoft right now, you're worried because this is going to be your thing that keep your system relevant and strong up until the fall season. Because right now, no one has any games coming out, and this is going to be the game that keep you hot until fall after E3. And while this game is selling well, it's not Halo, it's not Call of Duty. It's not selling like that. So, what can you do, your Microsoft? What can you do? Alright, everybody. For Pick Up the Crap, March 2014, this is the one and only Jodecideion. I'll see you guys next month. Take care.